Last bit. Last bit. Ohmeezzy dropped a new video. This was like what 4 days ago and everything, but it's very important just because the landscape of streaming. This will destroy the streaming industry. What exactly is Ohmeezzy clipping and talking about now and trying to get us to focus on? Let's see.
Anytime you see a clip of some drama where it got a kick or steak logo on that motherfucker, do your research.
I will now be suing every clip that is posted about me that is with a steak logo that is out of context to try to get hate on a situation that is not even happening. And then I see all these idiots in the comments.
Actually, you know some funny shit. I like how I'm here and then he's like right over there just doing his thing, watching. Double reacts. Ain't that some shit? Double reacts. Y'all getting peak content right now. Can I get a peak spam? Can I get a peak spam? Can I get a peak spam? No? No? Okay. Fuck it.
Oh, Lacey this, Lacey that. How could Lacey do this? It's not real, bro.
Oh no, the worst thing I hate is you go on TikTok and it's a false ass caption that just did not happen, and everybody believes that.
Yes. We've all fallen victim to it. Have you ever been scrolling on your timeline, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter? You see your favorite content creator, favorite streamer. You see an outrageous caption with some sort of gambling logo on it. And then when you watch the clip, it has nothing to do with what was being said. Like the clip will say something like Duke Dennis talks about the AMP members and says that he's leaving AMP. But then when you watch the video, the caption and the video itself don't sync up. Right now, I think I just uncovered the biggest problem with the streaming community and the thing that's actually gonna cause the streaming bubble to burst. Clipping culture has become this necessary evil in the clip community. It's something that has birthed a lot of people's careers, but it's also something that is overinflated egos, made people think that they are more relevant than they are. It's honestly divided a bunch of different communities, and it's also creating these fake and false narratives about people that are ultimately painting them in bad lights. And
remember when they were saying like, oh, Phantom is getting kicked out of AMP, he's leaving AMP, he sent the tweet, right, mocking that shit. And then of course people are stupid, they started thinking like, oh, it's real, he's leaving and shit. And it's like, nigga, they can't kick the leader out the pack. You can't kick the leader out the pack, nigga. That's not how that works. He's the leader. Why would he get kicked out of his own group?
2025, it is no
what?
secret that clipping is an essential part of the content creation journey, especially for those streamers. Think about it. With all the marathon streamers that are going on, with all the different streamers popping up on a daily basis, there's absolutely no way to keep up with the content that is being pushed out, especially with the volume, unless you are consuming clips.
He's right. Because look at the stream, bro. Deadass, look at the stream. I got low ass viewers. Even though I'm nobody, right? It's like earlier stages of Twitch, it's like people could come into like a new content creator's chat. They could stay for a minute and people would get practically enamored by the way people are doing different things, right? Compared to the ones that they were watching already. We're talking about like our soda poppins, our XUCs. I've been over this. I talked about this on my YouTube video and everything and stuff, but like, yo, these days, niggas be expecting just one fucking thing. And the fact that they call desktop streams like desktop streams is like, bro, like this is the average Twitch experience right here. This is the blueprint. This is what niggas was practically doing and are still doing. You know what I mean? So it's like when you got no viewers because you just started. There's no science to that. Nigga, I'm not saying there is a science to it. But at the same time, when you say that, you got no viewers because you just started, look at Ice Spice. Look at Justin Bieber. I mean, sure, they have a fan base, they have an audience, but I'm just saying, like, that's not practically what I'm complaining about or talking about, though. I'm just saying, like, the overview of, like, Twitch in general, people aren't enjoying the content for what it is. People were just looking at one specific thing. That's why everybody's on the meta of doing IRLs, everybody's on the meta of like gaming and all this other stuff. And even though I'm incorporating and doing those different things within my streaming sphere, It's like, dude, sometimes we could just be, you know? A nigga could just sit here for an hour and speak nothing, and that could be a moment. You know what I mean? We can't just be here for small moments like that, you know? Also, Melanin, shut the fuck up, nigga. Like, don't make me...
It's this very robust ecosystem.
I was gonna make you a mod. I was gonna make you a mod, bro. I was gonna make you a mod. But now you pissing me off. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Damn.
Of clip culture was birthed. Clipping is essentially where you take short moments, viral moments from somebody's stream, cut them up, place them on different social media platforms for other people to consume. And by way of doing this, you make a lot of money as somebody who is sitting behind the keyboards clipping up other streamers.
We have got to the point where literally anybody...
Nigga said, why would I be a mod for free? Because that's your worth.
A lot of these make, like, it's a that clip my and on a car, pays bills, everything off TikTok.
You know, we've had the craziest month ever, chat. You know what's crazy? We owe the Clippers 750K, I think. It's like 2+ billion views. I've never done that in my life, ever.
Too
Craziest
insane.
month we've ever had.
Oh my God. Guess how much I owe my Clippers for this month. You will not believe it. They're
Such a normal conversation to have with Iggy Azalea. Oh my gosh, guess how much money I owe for my business? Rich people, am I right?
owed 950K for 1 month.
What are we
Shut
talking
the
about?
That's a lie. You're lying. You just lied to my face.
What are we talking about?
Who pays that?
It's safe to say that the industry
But yeah, like Ohmeezzy saying, like, why are you paying that fucking much money for clips, dude? What are we doing here?
has gotten so big. It's to the point now where the Clippers themselves are starting to reap so many benefits that they're making more money than the streamers that they're actually clipping. In fact, I've seen more articles and more publicity about the Clippers themselves as individual entities as I've seen about the streamers that they actually clip up.
Anthony
Like you're doing
Fujiwara
right
is
now.
turning short video clips into serious money. Cecilia de Anastasio reports
Who?
that his LA startup Clipping runs a huge network of contract editors who cut YouTube videos into viral moments for stars on TikTok and Instagram. Fujiwara first started editing when he was just 16, a high school kid in LA pushed by his parents to start earning money his own way. Now the company pays creators up to $1,500 per million views and charges clients thousands a month. Altogether, it's already pulled in about $7.7 million this year. And the client list is massive, from Mr. Beast to top record labels and big podcasters. Clipping is a reminder that going viral isn't always luck. Sometimes it's engineered.
That last
Yeah, they're talking to you, nigga. They're talking to you, Melanin. They talking to you, nigga. Time I know science. There's a science to this shit. There's a science to this shit, nigga. Like, what the fuck? Just be talking. You just be talking and posting no videos on your channel. We gotta watch out for niggas like you, bro. We gotta watch out for niggas like you. I don't respect that.
part she said is gonna come in handy later. But I'm pretty sure you've also seen those videos. Some guy with a Lamborghini, some guy with a Ferrari, somebody with some sort of luxury car telling you that all you need to make your money is 5 minutes, your phone, and CapCut every single morning. But there's a problem with this sort of methodology when it comes to becoming famous. Now, for the most part, creators are extremely happy with the concept of people clipping up their content. Ultimately, it gets them more views, and a lot of people even think that their career is owed 100,000% to these clipping firms, these clipping pages, and these clipping agencies getting their face more and more visible out there.
Like to shout out are the Clippers.
Oh.
The Clippers are the reason why everyone's blowing up. The Clippers are the reason we all have followers. If we did not have clips of any
See, now I won't pretend like Wendy isn't fine as hell, bro. Let's keep it a buck. I won't pretend like Wendy ain't fine as hell. Like, she kind of is. Let's be real. No?
anything, most likely we wouldn't have
Be as big like this.
be here. So
Yeah.
shout out to all the Clippers.
I feel like if I wasn't doing YouTube, I'd probably be doing something like that because like I want to stay like tapped into the internet. I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
teach my little brother how to
Wow.
that'd be sick.
and he's fuck, man. Dude's gonna make hella money.
Yeah, but I mean they're doing a great job.
I get clipped every day. It's people that's making $20,000, $30,000 a month clipping me.
But I don't think a lot of content creators really understood the gravity that these clippers hold. See, these people started propping up these streamers based on the backs of their clips, meaning that that they could paint narratives, sway people's mindsets behind them, and ultimately really create the culture, thoughts, opinions, and feelings about a certain streamer solely based off of the clips that they make. And when you incentivize going viral, it creates this system where people are just trying to go viral by any means necessary, even if that means they're being very disingenuous about things.
Oh! So if you haven't been paying attention, one of these kick pages put out this bogus story about I'm dying.
Twitch streamer faces alleged grooming claims and cheating on his wife. Oh yeah. That's not funny. But like, he was talking about that shit on the stream. I think what's even worse, about these things, right, is like, they sit there and they clip this shit up, right? Like, these clip boys, they be clipping shit up, putting a weird context out and everything. And then the worst part is the communities themselves believing it. Like, that's the worst part. When the communities believe in that shit, and then they just hype that shit up all the time. Like, bro, there's no way. Like, literally, there's no fucking way. I'd be fucking pissed. How you gonna sit on my stream laughing about this shit? Like, bro, I have a whole wife, and I'm getting alleged that I'm grooming and talking to a 16-year-old girl, which y'all know that's not me, and I'm not doing that. Like, huh?
Trying to say that he groomed a right.
Niggas be trolling too much.
And the story is completely false. This page didn't even do a good job. This is like, you could tell from a mile away this is fake. This girl has nothing to do with Dante. She was actually talking about 9 Vicious. Why would you even put this tweet out? And the crazy thing is, he's gonna keep it up. These kick pages are cancerous, bro.
Shout out to Nizzy for the commentary there. And let me introduce to you
Nizzy
the
to
page KickChamp. KickChamp is a page that is for what we believe to be funded by and backed by the platform Kick. Now, that stuff is alleged, but, you know, we're just saying alleged to protect ourselves here. But all in all, KickChamp is a Twitter page with 150,000 followers to its name. And the way that it's been able to push culture over the past couple of years is quite impressive. Not impressive in a good way, but impressive in a bad way. See, KickChamp has ultimately admitted that they make a lot of money on the platform.
What's like a good month of X? Like, how much you made in your best month?
The most I made was like 20K.
Yeah, GG's. Ain't like we. Wait, Aiden, we're done, bro.
But you see, the thing about these platforms like KickChamps or DGen Clips or whoever they are, they know that hate fuels the fire and ultimately gets more traction than the positive. So they'll go out there and intentionally and purposefully drop misleading clips, misleading hate, all these different things in order to make sure that their clip goes viral over anybody else's clip so that they can ultimately get paid. Hell, when KickChamp was on Aiden Ross's stream with Cuffham doing that interview, he intentionally said, hey, I make hate clips about Kai Cenat just because I can. He literally said the only reason why he does these mean and hateful things is because Kai Cenat is racist and only lets black people in AMP.
I post a lot of positivity.
No, you don't, bro. No, you don't.
Let me move my camera, bro.
I only post Kai hate because Kai is like, he's racist.
What?
How is Kai racist?
Yeah, where do you get that from, bro?
Because he only accepts black people into AMP. He denied you because you're white.
Nigga.
What?
What?
That's the reason why you hate Kai? Because I'm not an AMP?
No, it's just like, it's multiple things.
That's so parasocial. There's a couple of things wrong with this. One, he is just flat out and just straight up wrong, right? Kai Cenat, a non-foundational member of AMP, only letting black people into AMP. It's just a silly notion. Especially because, too, at the beginning of AMP's inception, when the planning was going into the group being founded and started, Aiden Ross was one of the first calls. I know that that's some deep lore, but Aiden Ross was a first call on that list to join the group. But
okay, Ohmeezzy, knowing shit like this, he said that's some deep lore. Okay. I didn't know he was deep in the churches like that. But then again, a YouTuber like him, he has to have his information on point. He has to have that shit tacked. He gotta have the facts in.
Something that we knew to be true. They put out misleading text. They put out misleading quotes. They put out misleading videos and captions and everything in order to get.
I swear, you might as well just say that is his father and that is his son. That is father and son. They both ugly as shit, bro. that shit scares me.
Misleading quotes. They put out misleading videos,
Ugly niggas scare
and
me,
captions
bro.
and everything in order to get people to believe this hate narrative. Even if there are these community notes that Twitter puts out on the page, the damage is honestly already done. I want to show you an example. This is DGen Clips, a copycat clone.
Or actually, I guess an example of this would be like the Tegan Knox situation. If you're a wrestling fan or whatever and stuff, where they showed up to AEW, they were supposed to do like a 3-minute match against Ty J on Collision, and then it was, at first the rumor was that they showed up for it, they were told the duration, and then they just walked and went home. Like they didn't want to fucking do the job, right? And then there was also like some other situation with like Megan Bain or whatever bullshit. Like the point is, right, people have their assumptions and they're making nonsense in the dirt sheets, because then eventually she came out and she said like, yo, I don't know where the Megan Bain thing came from. What happened with us was like we showed up because they said like there was like nothing for us, but we showed up anyway because like we wanted to see like, you know, if there was anything we could do. Something came up, they told him the duration of the match, and it was like, yo, like that's kind of fucked. Like we deserve more. And it's not just from their perspective, they meant overall as the presentation. Like why are they losing to Ty J in 3 fucking minutes? And apparently everybody was on board with that shit. Like why is that even happening? It should be more of a discussion to make a well-produced match for Collision. She came out, said that shit, but guess what? A lot of motherfuckers still believe that they were hard to work with and that they walked out and that they didn't want to do anything. That's kind of like the wrestling form of clip farming right there. The dirt sheets, they put something out that made no sense, and now they're kind of suffering from it. Like
Kick Champs, and is one of these streamer pages that honestly spreads negativity, hatred, and misguided clips throughout the community to create further division, etc., etc. Now, look at the caption that's placed in the video. Jay Cinco had to get a second job because streaming wasn't working out, and he needed to do that in order to get his first house. Now, you would think that this caption is associated with this clip, so Jay Cinco is going to talk about his second job, but listen to the exact words that Jay Cinco says in the clip.
Real shit though, on a serious note though, chat. For a new house, man. We just got approved for a new house. You know what I'm saying? Finally, after fucking looking for so long, we finally got approved for a new crib, man. I will be getting out this fucking hellhole, nigga.
Now you're probably asking yourself, when did he talk about needing a second job? When did he say streaming wasn't working? He didn't. But there's 2 types of people who consume this content, and some of them are just caption readers. So now they're running around with the narrative that Jay Cinco is falling off, streaming isn't working, etc., etc. And
I don't know. I kind of feel like he did need a second job, bro. I don't know.
Now they'll run with it. Meanwhile, this person racks up a bunch of different views. And this cycle has happened again and again and again and again on these Twitter pages, TikTok pages, Instagram pages, or whatever the case may be, because of a few reasons. One, these content creators know that they need these clippers in order to push their name, their brands, and their narrative. 2, these clippers know that they can make a lot more money being disingenuous and, you know, spreading hatred and negativity as opposed to telling the truth and being, you know, genuine about what's going on. And 3, there's this new gimmick and this new collusion that's going on where these clippers are teaming up with these gambling sites in order to put their stake advertisements, their rain bet advertisements, their whatever advertisements all over the place. And in order to get a good ROI, they're then putting those negative captions on these videos, and everything's being boosted and inflated.
I'll see stake logos above my head. I don't know if you know this, when there's a stake logo or a rain bet logo above your head, they get paid per impression or per 1,000 viewers or per 10,000 viewers. Yo, if you get 1 million views on this TikTok and you have a stake logo, we'll give you $500. That's basically how it works. Not true? I mean, it's something along those lines.
Now you're probably asking yourself, Omar, isn't this a violation? Well, yeah. That's why earlier in the video, Lacey was saying that he was looking to sue and take some sort of legal action against these clippers because they're basically using...
Actually, shall I wait? I'll be right back. Something's happening. Oh, shit. Chat, yo. You know, like those like situations where you think something happens and you go rush as quickly as you can to see what happens, and then when you get there, it's like, oh, no, it's not that. So now you just look like an idiot. I ran across this whole entire fucking house to see if somebody was okay. And they're like, yeah, that was just me laughing. Okay. I'm done.
Their likeness in order to boost said clip, which promotes this betting app to get people more addicted.
Like, how many times did I just
it looks like
take
Lacey
off
is endorsing it, Ron is endorsing it, Kai is endorsing
my
it.
skull cap
Out there is
on the stream,
you see
bro.
the nastiness? You see what's going on here? But it goes
actually a bit of interactive an interactive piece with you, chat. If you can figure out how many times I slammed my skull cap onto the bed today, you'll get $20.
even further than that. If you remember when Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross aired their grievances out on the TL, one of the things that Kai Cenat mentioned is how the communities surrounding both of them are very toxic and very nasty, and they're, you know, going back and forth with each other, fueling these narratives, making the streamers believe, hey, there's something going on, and I don't necessarily like that.
I told him this before anything, so I told Aiden, I said, bro, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, bro. The reason why I've been distancing myself, bro, was because like this is what happened on the phone at 4 a.m. and I should have told you, but like in my mental state, I wasn't in that mode to be ready to be on stream and like just ready to think. And I told him, I said, bro, let's be real. Anybody who's been in this community since 2020 fucking one, since the comparison's been starting, let's be real, Aiden, your community don't fuck with me.
Now there are a plethora of reasons.
Yeah, remember this shit was
Aiden's
going up when
community,
he said it.
Whoever's community gets to the place that they are. But one of the big reasons is because these clippers and this clip culture has fueled negativity and hate. And it doesn't make it any better when allegedly streamers are paying these negative, nasty clip pages to put out this harmful rhetoric. That leaked screenshot of Aiden Ross saying that he would pay KickChamp, the same KickChamp that came on and said, hey, I put out these nasty racist things towards Kai Cenat. It's really disheartening. Now, I will say this, Aiden Ross has seemingly cleaned this up, said that he did talk to Kai Cenat about this and said that everything was squashed.
Talk about the leaked messages. I'm not gonna lie, Kai hit me. Kai hit me about that. He was upset. That Kai, I literally told Kai straight, I was like, bro, if you really think I would pay KickChamp money to put out shit on you, you're out of your mind. It was about the reveal shit. He didn't hit me back, but I just want to clear that up for people that really think that I would pay money to KickChamp to spread weird shit. When KickChamp blocked me, and he was posting shit about me, and I had to pay to get it taken down. And KickChamp, I told you, I dropped my lawsuit with you. I'm not suing you no more.
But even in that explanation that Aiden Ross gave, he opens up an interesting conversation. Is it really worth it to have these clip pages? And do these clip pages have these streamers by the balls?
Clipping thing's crazy too.
Yeah.
They're paying all the clippers now.
Yeah, they are.
Yes and no. Yes, as in the clip pages take up like a very high percentage of the content we see off these streamers, at least in terms of when we're not watching stream, right? And plus at that, it's like they post these things and it's like they can't get away from it. You see those like clips where like Lala or like Jay Cinco was talking about, hey, so they mentioned some bullshit and they're like, oh yeah, the TikTok clippers are gonna clip it. And then guess what? Guess how you figure that shit out? Is because you're actually watching the clip that they're referencing. They basically gave them free advertisement. They're saying like, hey, we know you're gonna use this, so get it over with, and they still fucking use it. On some fourth wall shit. And it's weird. But at the same time, while yes, they do have some claim over their soul, it's like no, they don't, because the content creators can always just throw a curveball. You know what I mean? We can always just throw a curveball. Oh, I wanted to do it so bad. You know, fuck it. I wanted to do it so bad. Fuck.
You don't have to pay your clippers anymore.
You're still gonna pay them.
Why?
I don't know.
I saw you owe like 200K this month.
Yeah, I mean, why are you washing my pockets, bro?
I seen the Starlet. They posted.
I do.
I was saying like, oh, we could throw a curveball. I was dead ass gonna hit my outro music and then cut the
stream off. As an outsider looking in, I understand that clipping is necessary.
And I would do that too.
Content. But that doesn't mean that these people aren't taking advantage of these streamers. You have to remain in these clippers' good graces and pay their wages, or else you'll be subjected to bad clips being put out about you. You could be the next targeted person. You could have the next hit piece. You could have the next lie be told about you just because you didn't go to the right platform. You're not hanging out with the right crowd. crowd of guys, or hell, you're just the most viral thing right now and it's cool to put out nasty clips about you and what you do and the content that you create and who you are as a person. A lie travels 2 times as fast as the truth does, so they don't really care about you. They just care about the money that they're making, and some of these creators are paying a lot of money. But ultimately, what's the end goal for all this? After hearing how much Neon spent on streaming in a singular month, Ron posed a great question about the outcomes and the overall end goal as to what paying all these clippers can do for you.
See, that's the problem though. The biggest problem is motherfuckers are taking streaming and turning it into something that it's not. If you want to do that, go do that somewhere else. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's agree and I disagree. I think the problem with streaming right now is everyone's trying to do too many clips to the point where streaming isn't becoming streaming. The whole point of streaming to me is engaging with my community. You're like, people are worried about companies seeing you making like whatever it is, and I get it. It's all a business at the end of the day, but at the same time, it ruins the fundamental of why you want to become a streamer.
And Ron has some valid points there. Are you building an actual audience if the only way that you're known for it is the clips? Do people know you? Do people continuously watch you? Do they, I don't know, watch your YouTube videos of these clips, the longer form version? Do they actually come and tune into the streams? Are you able to then put out merch? Are you able to, you know, have lines at TwitchCon of people that are endorsing you? Or are you just another highlight reel on my doom scroll while I have my 30-minute lunch break from Walmart? The only thing they know about you is the fake comment that's being put at the top of the Twitter caption or on the Instagram reel. Now, Neon did have some interesting rebuttals to what Ron was saying in the conversation about why these streamers spend so much money on clipping.
This is why I don't think that's true, because companies, right? Companies, are they watching streams? Are they going on Twitch looking at streams, twitch.tv/neon, twitch. Whatever? No. They're seeing the clips, they're scrolling. The executives, they're scrolling. They see the shit come up on their phones. Collabs, you hit up someone. They're not, no, fucking Kevin Durant's not watching a Twitch stream, right? He's seeing clips. He's like, oh, this dude's funny as fuck. Let me bring him on, or let me do some shit with him. The clipping industry is bigger than ever, and the Clippers need to get more respect for making careers. The Clippers made my career, right? They made my fucking career, bro. No one sits down.
That's brutal. That's fucking brutal for him to say that. Giving that much leverage and that much praise towards people that aren't doing the content. You're the one that's doing the content. All they do is just compile it into like a compilation, a small dopamine hit compilation, a little espresso hit, a little espresso shot. That's all they do, bro. The fact that you're giving this type of momentum to them is crazy, because they don't deserve that much respect. If we're keeping it a buck, if we're keeping it a bean, the independent clippers, they don't really deserve it unless they're putting a lot of effort and they're actually a fan of the, you know, the creator. Unless they're one of those, they don't deserve shit. That's just facts.
The idea of sitting down watching streams is starting to die out, and it's more about scrolling. They want to see quick shit. Their minds are fucked. The world is so cooked. I'm the same way. Motherfuckers are scrolling every second, right?
Now, Neon does make some valid points.
Like
it's there. Kevin Durant.
Yeah, like literally. I'm on my phone playing this game while watching this video.
Durant isn't watching an entire stream, but I do have to give Neon some pushback. And this isn't any hate directed towards any of these streamers, but I'm gonna say what a lot of people aren't saying. A lot of streamers' careers are propped up by these clippers, and without any sort of clipping ecosystem, they would crumble, they would collapse, they would fall. They don't have any true or real fan base. Meaning, if these streamers don't then pour exorbitant amounts of money into this environment, into these clippers, then they won't be successful. That one clip that talked about the article surrounding the clipping culture with the Anthony guy that I showed earlier in the video, when she said that social media isn't necessarily luck, but it's engineered, that's what a lot of content creators are ultimately seeing in 2025, is an engineering and manufacturing of their success and their fame. And once you start to take swipes and bites and looks at these apples hard enough, you'll realize there's some truth to that. The botting scandal from earlier this year, when people switch platforms, they lose massive amounts of viewership. And then when you see people not running certain clip campaigns or being next to certain people, their views plummet. At some point, you would think that these content creators would become big enough to where their own audience would then clip them, or people who are just generous enough, knowing that they can make enough money from their face value and their cachet and all that stuff, would clip them without needing to be funded by these streamers themselves. But with an entire manufactured career, it just isn't going to happen. And again, this may come off as shade, but I don't mean anything towards it. You can tell when somebody's career is manufactured. You would think that someone like a Neon, who has almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube, is one of the biggest streamers in the world, would have, you know, more YouTube video views. Or, I don't know, people like busting down his door to meet him when he goes to a convention. Some of these things just don't add up to me, and it all screams manufacturing. Now, manufacture a career if you want to. But ultimately, I do think that this clipping culture that we established in the streaming game is detrimental for a plethora of reasons, and I honestly don't think it's sustainable. That chase for virality is something I've seen before, time and time again on the internet. And ultimately what happens to people that don't build communities, real fan bases by building like good content, reaching out to them, being personable, etc., is that ultimately they die. Not literally, they don't die for real, but they end up not being relevant after they can't fund this endeavor anymore. Somebody comes popular and knocks them off. I've seen it happen in radio, I've seen it happen in television. It's gonna happen in streaming. The next time you see some of these favorite content creators, they're either gonna be doing one of two things: an OF page, or they're gonna be on TikTok live begging for galaxies.
He's talking about me, y'all. He's unfortunately talking about me. I am, yes, one of those creators that has no real fan base, that is going nowhere with my content, that's gonna be down under in the next couple of minutes. But listen, it's all good. Because guess what? We're going to keep doing it.